space. Dinosaurs in space. Dinosaurs in space. All over the place. They're everywhere I look. Jurassic on the Jam Jam. A T-Rex on the moon. Stegosaurus on a skateboard. Pizza triangle cartoon. Dinosaurs in space. 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 All over the place. They're everywhere I look. Dino and the Bam Bam. A skeleton from a tooth. Epoxy putty sci-fi. Mind control falling from the sky. Dinosaurs in space. Dinosaurs in space. All over the place. Extinction in a book. Bone Wars. George Jensen. Doomsday. Jim Henson. Momo. Solar system. Nursery rhyme. Not the mama. Dinosaurs in space. 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 Dinosaurs in space.
So it turns out that if aliens ever show up here on Earth, little green men might be the least of our problems. A new study indicates that instead, they'll probably be more like super intelligent dinosaurs, as smart and as cunning as humans. As one scientist put it, we would be better off not meeting them. Sleep tight.
That's not real. I don't even know it's real anymore. That wasn't real.
Oh, hey everybody.
Is that real?
I mean, I know that Chief Crow and flat earthworms exist, so I know that's real.
Oh, I see. I actually just clicked it back, so I thought you went to a new thing. I got confused.
Oh, I got some doozies lined up. I don't know, but hey guys, welcome to the Reckoner. It's allegedly July 15th, in the year of our Lord 2026, if you believe in calendars anymore. And always one of my favorite people to have on the show, Mr. Crumb. How you doing, buddy?
I'm ready to be reckoned. Let's
You wanna
reckon
get
this
reckoned?
motherfucker. Let's
Do you
do
want
it.
to You want me to reckon? You know what I mean? Reckon.
Let's reckon eyes. Real eyes. The real lies. With the recognizer over here. This with that damn mirroring over here.
Yeah. Is it hot over there?
No. Yes. Yes. But not right now. Not
Not
at
right
the
now.
current moment, no.
Just that it never fails. As soon as I start streaming, Nicole
Of course.
sends me shit on my texter. What does she got here? Hold on. They're like she's the queen of finding some silly ass shit.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute.
I'm gonna want to see some cute cat stuff coming up. For sure.
Nicole, if you're listening, just keep sending it to my texter, and I don't know how she finds the shit that she finds, but it's pretty good. I wanted to show you something. Were you ever like a comic book kid? Like,
Okay, I got really into like Marvel. Remember those Marvel Masterpiece cards I was really into? And I
yeah.
would collect all the Ren and Stimpy comics, but other than that, not really.
Well, are you just like remotely familiar with the Avengers? Like the Avengers
I've
series,
heard,
like Iron Man
yes,
and like all that stuff.
yes.
There was something that I just thought you might want to see. And now, if the volume is really low, I'm sorry, guys, because I've been trying to beef this up. But let's just see if I can get this to work. This is something I wanted to show you. I thought you might get a kick out of it. Let's see. Are we up? Oh, yes, we are sharing. You ready for this? So Thanos was like this guy, he was like in the whole world of the Avengers. He was like the ultimate badass. You can't kill him, and he had to collect like these 5 stones over the course of like thousands of years or something. I think it was something like that. And once he got all 5 stones, then he could basically rule over like Iron Man and fucking whatever whatever the Avengers were. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Let's just play this. Hold on.
Okay.
Awesome.
How's that for Breaking Bad?
He kicks like a mule with his balls wrapped in duct tape. Wow! Tight, yeah! Blue, yellow, pink. Whatever, man, just keep bringing me that.
I don't even know who you are.
Wow! Damn, man, look at that, look!
I knew it.
Nobody moves crystal in the South Valley but me, bitch!
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So
Alright,
you
yeah.
know, like I don't, okay. So here, AI. We all know.
I saw.
AI is
I even saw like a Doritos commercial doing that same scene, and it looks pretty good. Like they've used that before with him going. But
Yeah.
that's a good formula.
Well, here's the
I'm
thing.
not
It's
familiar
like,
with the
what
movie,
is
though.
my handshake with AI? It's like, it's hilarious. It's fucking
Oh, dude.
hilarious. The shit that people are coming up with, and it's also like, it's as far as
I
any
hate it.
sort of like truth or anything in pictures anymore. That's just out the door. It's just out the door. There is no more.
I'm just
Like,
sick of it. It's like, but I like it. But like Emily showed me this thing that was like this thing that somebody made in AI called the Eatles, and it's like if the Beatles were really fat and they were singing songs about being fat, and they looked like exactly what they looked like being fat on this Ed Sullivan show. And at first I was like, this is hilarious. But then like after like 5 seconds, I'm like, I just got that like, God damn AI. You know, it was genius, but I'm like, it's just like, what's the point of even trying to be creative anymore? Let's just, but I don't know. I'm in that area where I'm just like trying so hard not to be against it because it's not going anywhere. And what am I going to do? Spend the rest of my life just being like, I remember before AI back in my, like, I can't do that forever. I don't want to be that guy. So it's just like, I'm like, I feel like Stan's dad when he's trying to like listen to the new music and pretend like he likes it, but it really just sounds like literal poop and farting, shitting. And that's, he's just like, but he's like, oh, this is great, but he hates it. But he's
yeah.
saying it. That's my AI.
All right, so let's
All
touch
right.
a little more AI before we
Oh,
just keep.
yes.
It's this was kind of fun. And some of this isn't AI that I'm showing you, but some of it is. This is obviously AI. Let's just get a little.
I saw this on Lowry the other day. Yeah, very good.
I mean, somebody took the time to
Just
think
because
this
he
up.
was like staring like off into space. I don't really know much about this story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
saw
was
a little
just,
bit of that.
if you're not catching up like every 5 minutes on these things, then you're already behind because like there's just people like way ahead on it, especially people that are just like, and they're inured with the AI thing and they know how to use the prompts. You can pretty much just do whatever you want and just put it out there, and it goes with the whole thing when it's like it's very funny and I get the joke and it's good for jokes. And but it takes out the labor that it takes to really do good artistic work, when you can just
It's
type a
also
few
just like a
words.
way that AI is made. Like there's like the movements, and now all of a sudden everybody's a master at making brilliant thumbnails and you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, like, and so I used to like figure out like, okay, whose channels like are legit or like professional based off of how much time and effort they're putting in their thumbnails. And now, you can be like, well, that's an epic thumbnail, and it's like some guy farting on a fucking snare drum for an hour. It's like, oh, that doesn't match the quality of the fucking thumbnail. So I can't use it as a metric.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and then also it also begs the question, like, what is people spend a lot of their time looking at screens on their phones, and
Yeah.
we're doing our art through a screen as well, and so like you have to have this conversation with yourself. You're like, how do I manage this screen in front of me, and what is it that I'm looking at? And am I supposed to be laughing at this? If you get a good laugh out of it, that's the natural thing that you get out of it. But insofar as a court of evidence of anything, like pictures mean nothing anymore. Video, nothing means anything anymore. So in other words, that evidence is gone down the road. That ship has sailed. It's over. There's no more talking about, oh well, we have video of this happening. No, you don't. You have something that could have been faked, right?
Well,
That's
there
this
is
foggy
there
water.
has to be like metadata in something that they're using. I don't know.
Well, you know
There's
what?
got to be some way of knowing the difference between this shit, time-stamped videos.
Well, I mean,
and stuff.
intuitively, when I look at AI, I can I see animal videos all the time on my feeds. I'm like, you intuitively start to pick up on like, oh, I can see it's AI because this is wrong over here. This is wrong over here. Because look at them enough.
It's getting
you're like,
harder and harder though.
but it is getting harder and harder. So it's like video is not going to be a course of action for a lot of people in going into the future, as far as like, did this actually happen or not? You actually have to really see it with your own eyes, which may actually be a good thing.
To be honest, I don't think video has been a good determiner of something that's real for a long time. It's just the final nail in the coffin. I mean, the moon landing was in the '60s, and
Yeah.
like these things that we could say, oh, it's on camera, so it must be real. But movies were before using it for proof. Before we use the camera to prove things, we use it to fake things. So
Yeah.
lie. That was the first thing we did with this.
Here's another. And I'm pretty sure this one isn't fake because I just my intuition says it isn't. So you saw the dude that got launched by a buffalo in I think it was up in.
I did see that actually. And I did see that guy.
This is a reaction video, which is just absolutely. I think it's amazing. Check this out. So this guy's he's a reporter and he doesn't even show what he saw, but we know what he saw.
Monta 3. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no, I ain't messing with you. Oh.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, no, he saw a buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys that they do these public service announcements for people that walk around in parks, and they're always like, just don't get close to animals. Just don't even look at them, acknowledge them. You can look at them from afar. Well, this poor old dude was a long ways away from this buffalo. He wasn't really badgering the buffalo. He was taking a picture from a long ways away, and this fucking giant animal got up and chased him around a circle of trees and launched him into the air. And that's like the most free PR that the parks guys are ever gonna get. They're just gonna show that picture. They're like, this is how you handle the buffaloes. You just stay away from them. It's just like this poor old man got jacked, and he wasn't really doing anything bad. He wasn't like going up to the buffalo or anything. He was a long ways away from him. And I don't mean to laugh at his pain or whatever. I don't think I think he suffered minor injuries.
He didn't die, did he? I don't think he died.
He didn't die. I don't know. They tagged a shark, a great white, just north of here, over here around the sandbar. Let's see what they're saying about this. This just happened today. We don't usually see sharks out here. Well, not usually, but I haven't seen it. Nicole just sent this to me.
Great white shark in the Atlantic on the move tonight. The nearly 14-foot-long great white, named the Contender, nearly 1,700 pounds, near the Outer Banks of North Carolina on July 10th, now believed to be headed toward Cape Cod. That shark likely 30 years old. To the index of other news tonight, the largest tag.
Yeah, so sharks. Sharks too. And I was just getting ready to learn.
Why
how
do they
to
say
kite
30
surf
years
out
old? What is that supposed to mean? I don't
Nobody knows how old that fucking shark is. They like to say
it's supposed to we know because it's starting to go through a midlife crisis, and you can see gray finning going on. What does that even matter to the story? It's 30-year-old shark.
Yeah, like
Okay.
who's the dude that tagged
Cool.
it like 30 years ago? Is he still working in the same field? It's like I remember
Yeah.
meeting that shark when it was just a baby, and now it's definitely 30 years old. And it's like whatever, dude.
Yeah. I know.
Like
I
what are
mean,
you
give it a
talking
name.
about?
Like we're naming these things now. Like what was that? There was so much like unnecessary information in that story. Like that was weird.
How have you been? You good?
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good.
Yeah,
How have you been?
pretty good. You know, I live
Good.
on an island now,
That's true.
so
I'll be seeing that in a few weeks.
you'll be seeing it in a few weeks. Yeah. It's an interesting change of lifestyle after living in Brooklyn for 20 years. But I don't mind it. I really don't. It's a slowdown. It's a change. When you live in the big city, you're basically sprinting every day, whether you're playing music or you're doing whatever you do. You kind of have to move at the pace of that place. And now I find myself like sitting in a chair and wondering, is there something I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do? Is there something I'm supposed to do right now? And there isn't anything I'm
Eventually,
supposed to
the
do.
guilt of doing nothing will go away, but it takes a while.
Oh my God, I just want it to go away as quick as possible because I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm like wandering around the house. I'm like, there's got to be something I can do. There's plenty of projects, out here to do. And like there's stuff with the beach house. There's a ton of stuff that we have to do with it.
I know, but you're
But
doing it on your own terms. You're not mirroring the anxiety of the surroundings. Whereas, like, like I do, I'm productive out here, but it's not because I like I don't feel the pressure to like I'm not influenced by the environment to do it. It's on my own accord, which is nice. And I think that's like the luxury of it.
it's going to be a weird one for me and probably for Nicole too. Like I'm just learning how to slow down, but not slow down so much that I'm not. Because I've always been a pretty hyperactive participator in conversations and streaming and music and all these things, and I find myself sometimes just sitting and looking and staring. I'm like, I gotta be doing
Yeah,
something,
and
and
then the
there's
best, but that
it
is
kind of
something.
is it kind of is something
It's
nice.
called
It's like
that's what the kids are calling board maxing, and and what they do is actually, I'm all about it. I've been doing this for my whole life. I'm just stoked that it's finally becoming popular. You just stare at a blank wall for like a half hour and it's nothing. Just
I mean, it does.
no
There's something that
stimulation.
there's something that happens that's really nice that but it takes a hot minute to master it, and I'm still that anxiety ridden artist
Have you not
who's
started the meditation and stuff? I've been getting into meditation for like 12 years now, so I
I
kind
try,
of like
I do the
you got to
breathing
do a
and I
little
do
bit of
some
that.
yoga. I do breathing or yoga from time to time, but I not like hardcore meditation where I like sit down and like sit still for 30 minutes. I can't do that. I'm like a caged animal. I have to
You
like
can't
be
sit
doing
still for
stuff.
30 minutes and just listen to your
No,
thoughts.
I got to be doing stuff all the time. It's just like in my
But that's
nature. But
why you need to do it. If you can't do it, then that's when you need to do it.
yeah,
That's the point. If you're constantly like, okay, just sit there and just sit with your thoughts, and it does suck at first, but like eventually, like you get there. It's a good
yeah,
thing. I'm telling you,
yeah.
it allows. It's good. You get the best ideas that way.
I think
I don't know.
so. I think it will become apparent to me as I continue to. I mean, just in this place in general is very magical where I live, and you have to. You don't have any choice. You have to slow down and meet its energy and meet its speed, or else you're just going to
Yeah.
be like you're gonna look you're gonna look like a wild animal, and I probably do look like a wild animal to a lot of people out here. Just like that dude is moving 1,000 miles an hour, and that's not island time. It's not,
Right.
you know. But yeah, these are first world problems, man. I'm perfectly, perfectly okay with the situation, and been trying to inch my way back into, seeing what everybody's talking about online. That's we did a really, 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 really intense 10 years talking about various subjects, and I'm kind of at the point now where I'm like, it's time to turn it over to a new generation to get after that, because I think that ship has sailed. It's already here. You know, the tide has turned, and now it's I can't shout, and rant 3 nights a week on the internet about things anymore. It's time for like a new generation to take over, and I think they're going to do it. And now at this point in time, like it's easy for me. Like somebody wants to talk to me about any subject, I'm perfectly comfortable on all of them, and but I don't need to debate anybody anymore. I don't need to scream.
I feel like COVID for a lot of us. I don't mean to cut you off there. Sorry.
No, no worries.
Go ahead. I feel like after COVID, for a lot of us, people who have been in this conspiracy or alternative, media world for a while, it's all I've been learning how to do is not necessarily plug back into the matrix, but just detach from the part of all this shit that's been bad. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like for example, here's my example. This is gonna sound silly, but when you get into like a cycle, like a repetitive cycle of, well, I wait at this time, I listen to this and I listen to this, and then I get all fired up about how NASA's fucking lying, and then from 2 to 3 in the afternoon, I start being like, ugh. And then at this time, and then later on at night, I listen to these guys, and they get me all fired up about the fucking mud floods. How dare they hide that shit from it? And then but I mean, I've kind of weaned a lot of it out, and then like for like the last I usually like to listen to some gravy to fall asleep to. I need something to listen to, and so I've been listening to like what those crazy Jews are up to, or learning about the archons and the demiurge, and I've been doing that, and then I ran out of material, and I just started listening to like this, kind of this nice pharmacist guy talking about like random things that are funny, and it's just not very gravy, and I find my mood's better. Like I don't need to listen to how we are enslaved by demons and Sabbatean Zionists. Like it's just not good all the time. And the more and more I take away these parts of the days where I would normally go to what is comfortable and new and repetitive, like I'm not doing anything better. Like I rather it's I don't know. Maybe it's like my environment, like your environment's new, my environment's new. Like my environment is telling me to slow down and just leave the juice. Just not really worry about that anymore. That's what it's telling me.
You know what it is? It's good to inform yourself about all of these matters of our reality. It's good to inform yourself of it, and then talk about it a little bit. But then you move forward, because we're still people, and we still just have to have lives. And the thing with me is I'm so comfortable in the material now, and a lot of material actually, that I anyone can talk to me about it, and if they engage me, I will give them. I'll probably give them a dissertation, but I don't need to forward activate it anymore. I am happy with the position and the way that I view the world, the cosmology, our history. There's so much to learn. And every day I learn new shit. I look at new stuff, and I've learned new things. Some of it may be real, some of it may not, some of it may be speculation. I don't know. But the thing about it with me is like I am comfortable in my own skin now, and it took a long time, for me to get that way. Like that first 2 years, that whole cosmology breakthrough was tough. It was tough. And I was already I loved reading fringe material, so like that even that subject was fringy for me, and it's maybe this is just how it works. You can't push somebody through the door; they have to walk through it on their own. And I'm glad that I walked through that door, a long time ago, and even though I wanted to tell people all this stuff. I felt it like an obligation at some level to like say this stuff, but I think I've said enough, and now if they want to engage me, I'm happy to talk about any and all of these subjects with them. but proactively just screaming from a mountain. It's just that those days are
Well,
past.
no,
I'm just like,
that's part of the journey, I
yeah.
think. But now
I
it's all
think
about normie maxing. I'm normie maxing.
what is that? Well, no, no, come on, expand on that. I want to know what you mean by that.
Normie maxing.
What is normie maxing?
It's you know, it's kind of like what Tom Green's doing. I've always respected him. This guy's insane, right? He was like whatever he was doing was on the cutting edge of just whatever, right?
Yeah,
And it was like the extreme things. It's like, wow, he's really doing some far out stuff. He's really innovative. And then it got to a point where like the internet got so wild that the craziest thing he can do is go get a farm and just be like the most normal dude ever. And it's so perfect for him. And I respect that. And it's similar to that. I feel like I
I can see
just,
that.
well, here's one thing that I really noticed that recently is that if I wake up and I don't look at a phone or a screen or nothing for like the first 3 hours,
Hmm.
it's the best day ever. But if I get started on stuff, no matter what I do, no matter how much meditation or alcohol or whatever to get me back, it doesn't. I'm still all scattered. I don't know. You don't want to take. You don't want that peace. That peace is so valuable in
Yeah,
us.
it
That's the
is.
kingdom within, and we give it away sometimes,
Yeah,
thinking about all this shit. And I think when you. It's different. It's a different time now, so I feel like maybe I'm invalidating anybody who would still be really into all that stuff. But it's a different time for me. But I think it's a different time in the world because we saw during COVID, and it was like it just seemed so. It just seemed like everybody was different then or something. But maybe it's just my perspective.
well,
But
here's the other thing too, and I think it's really important to talk about is all the fringy things, and I like all the rabbit holes, man. I'll dive down all of them. I'm just a curious person. I like to do it. But
yeah,
that whole thing, in diving into it, is also sort of an addiction to people who are curious,
yeah,
and it can use up a lot of your life space.
yes,
And you at some point in time you gotta corral that. Now, where I was at, this is where I was at. I was in a position where, like, when I used to talk about all these subjects way back to the event in New York in 2001, all that stuff, it was just cocktail talk for me. And then I would go off and play shows, and I would just have my own life, and it wasn't really the thing. I mean, 2020 weaponized that cocktail talk in me. It weaponized it, and
yeah.
and then I had to, okay, I guess I have to talk about the thing that I can see, and it's developed over the years even more so. You could call it pattern recognition, call it whatever you want to call it. There's some of us have it, some of us probably could have it if they wanted to have it, and there's some people that just refuse to look. But I can't drag someone kicking and screaming into the future to look at something that they're not ready to look at. And when I figured that one out, I was like, it's their journey. They have to take that journey. And I think honestly, like that, for a lot of us, like for you, especially for me, like, a lot of these cats, these shills that wanted to come on the internet and debate everybody and just do their own little thing, and like they wouldn't touch some of us because we were just like, no, I'm not gonna do that fucking monkey dance with you. I'm just not gonna do it. And once you recognize it, you could recognize what they were doing. Then you're like, why am I doing? Why am I wasting my time with this imbecile, arguing about something he does nothing
Pride.
about?
It's
And so,
pride.
yeah, and I just,
That's why we
that.
would.
Well,
That's
I
the only
mean,
reason.
I just wouldn't. My time became so valuable after 2020. My time started to increase in value to such a point I was like, I don't have any more time for you. Call them whatever you want, and I was just like, you go argue with somebody else on the internet.
Well,
I
there's
gotta move
something
on
to be
with this.
said about like I mean, there's like stoicism, which I'm not, and I'm kind of against stoicism. I mean, I think it's just like a fancy like dignified way of saying I don't want to tell anybody my own true feelings, and I'm afraid to speak up. It's like a nice, but I think a lot of people like prefer to be stoic and keep their thoughts to themselves. And when something consumes me, I think you too. Like if you're consumed with some sort of truth that's just overwhelming and it's just encompassing your entire psychology, like you're not one to be stoic about it, and neither am I.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of people that I think I would be though if I was, if I had a little bit more of a conventional life with like the threat of my kids or something, or like a job where I get fired. I think you kind of like compartmentalize a lot of things in your life where you have to force yourself to be more stoic on some of your views. And it's just me and you are just ain't that guy. But to be honest, most people I think have more of that than we do.
I think so too. I mean, especially the more you're wound up in the matrix, and I use that in a loose way. You have a lot of people in your work condition that would judge you if you explore, certain topics and make them or bring them to light, as it were. And for like we're artists, so like we have always lived on the fringes anyway. So it wasn't that big of a deal for us to talk about this stuff. At the same time, I wanted to ask you, and I think this is a really important question, is like I felt for the longest time that I had an obligation to talk about this because I was capable of doing it, and I'm talking about all the subjects, not just cosmology, but just like all of them. I was like I had this particular ability that I think millions and millions and millions of people out there have, and you either pursue it or you don't. And I felt an obligation to talk about it, and I still will talk about it if anyone engages me, but they have to engage me now. It's not me shouting at people on the internet anymore. I mean, that's 5 years ago, but at this point in time, but that's how I had to manage it in my mind. I was like, is my obligation complete? Have I done enough to share what I needed to share in the public square about what I know about it? And can I move along now and then just wait for the next generation to pick it up and figure it out? Because we did bang our heads against walls for 10 years. Mm-hmm. We did.
Yeah, I know, and we probably will continue to. I just, I don't know. I'm okay with that being the peak of whatever journey that is for me. I don't know, but it really just kind of depends on the things that poke me. I mean, to be honest, like it was if once before COVID, I always thought I didn't think we'd ever get to this part, when conspiracies are kind of the norm. And I always was thinking before COVID, I was like, man, when these motherfuckers figure this shit out, it's gonna be weird. And because before COVID, it was like a different world. And to be honest, like at that time, I liked how conspiracies were more. If I feel like looking into them, I will. But if I don't, it's not shoved in my face.
Yeah.
But COVID was like, if I wanted to turn off the conspiracy channels, I'd go out in public and everyone's wearing a mask. I'm like, damn it, it's right in my face. They're shoving the shit in my face. And once it's shoved in my face, and they're all the gravy that you see on YouTube is now in the real world, asking me where my mask is. And then I go to Cuckoo Town, and I'm not in Cuckoo Town anymore, and I don't want to go to Cuckoo Town. It's possible though; it could very much happen again if the world decides to be that gay again.
I think I think you're onto something there, which was like the same thing what I was talking about. It was it was just cocktail talk to me before 2020. Right. It was just fun things
exactly,
to talk to people. And then
I didn't even want to have a channel. I didn't want to put my face on any of this. That was when 2020 made me okay, I'm gonna put my face on this and have some fun and whatever. But before that, I was just like a fanboy of Mark Sargent and everybody. I'm just happy just barely even being in the chats and just hi, hello, how's it going? And then I agree. Yes, sorry, go right ahead.
And I had and the thing that is starting to, I guess, dawn on me now is that maybe we signed up for this and we did the job. The job isn't over by any stretch, but I now know that I could walk into an auditorium against any of the best people in physics and talk to them about the nature of our reality and win. And I know that. But at the time, I hadn't spent any time with my physics experience beforehand to actually exercise what I had actually taken in early in my life in science. I have a science degree, and now nobody will talk to me because I will crush them. So let's put it that way. That's being a little egotistical, but I'm just going to say that I can walk them through the physics of it, one after another, after another, after another. But I don't need that in my life anymore. I don't need the ego trip of swatting some science guy from Harvard. Like they don't want it. I don't want it. I just don't need it. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, the obvious will come to the forefront eventually. We're just early. I was, like my new one, it was a buddy of mine told me, he was like, "You're not crazy, dude. You're just early. You're early." And then I started thinking, I was like, fuck, I need to slow down. I mean, I'm way too early, and it's just going to piss a lot of people off until they catch up. I'm not smarter than anybody else. I'm just early.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sure. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. It's good. It's just nice. What I like about all of this that unfoiled and meeting you guys in this community was, and I think a lot of people can agree with this. This is a very judge-free community, so that's why I feel like, okay, no offense to everybody, but I feel like people can come off a little cray-cray.
Yep.
But and in a unique way, and I don't think it's because everybody in this community is crazy. I just feel like this community comes off as like you can be yourself around these people because there's no judgment, because like we've already had to go through the humiliation ritual of putting this stamp, like a flat earth and stuff on you. So like you kind of inherently know that these people like you don't have to like put on any sort of metaphorical mask as much. And so there's something nice about that, finding other people that are willing to put their mask down a little bit. Now that being said, I've met some crazy motherfuckers all around that have blown my mind. I'm like, oh, you guys are fucking bonkers. But I appreciate that. I'm not saying you.
It's
I'm not saying not you either. but what I'm saying is it's really nice, and because of that, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I enjoy all this. I like even just being on this stream. Right? I feel like I don't have. There's zero mask, obviously, in my character right now. In fact, I'm probably being way too loose. That's what I'm talking about.
It's okay. We're in the shadow band like timeout corner of the internet, so like
that's what I
too
figured.
many people are gonna see us. Anyway, there was something else that was brought up, and I remember this. The guy that did what is a woman? What's his name? Matt Walsh? Is that his name? I think it's Matt Walsh. He did What Is a Woman?
Sounds right.
And he did a piece on. He did the whole gaslighting thing where he was like, there are people in the world that think the world is flat. And I was like, Matt, come on, you're smarter than this. I mean, he did that. What is a Woman was a great piece. And he's like, he has to have the mind to at least, I could tell he hadn't looked at it. I could tell he hadn't looked at anything. And he said something that was really interesting to me. And it's really important to cover this. And I think you're a good guy to bounce this off of. He said, not only do these people that are thinking that the world is flat, not only are they crazy, which I didn't even take offense to that because I'm so used to it over the course of 10 years of taking shit from people that haven't looked at it. I don't care. But he said they're arrogant about it. And that struck me in a minute. Yeah. And I was like, look, okay, first of all, yeah, there's a lot of arrogant, really great thinkers, like in, I guess, our community or whatever. But what he missed and what Matt Walsh doesn't understand about what he said, what he doesn't understand about what he's experiencing is that, at least for a lot of us that got in 2014, 2015, we took an enormous amount of shit from everybody for years. I was 2 years hidden. I was 2 years hidden before I even said to even anyone that I knew that I was like, I think it's flat.
You're not arrogant, though. He's talking about people like Caleb. Caleb is super arrogant. And
here's the thing. Yeah. This is what I think he took out of it. Was like a lot of us, by the time it got to year 10, and every single person in astrophysics couldn't come back with the simplest fucking questions about measurable curvature, fluid dynamics, fucking water seeking its own level, all that stuff. And they were still calling us names. It wasn't arrogance that we were coming back at them at. It was that we were annoyed that they keep doing the same fucking thing over and over again and not accomplishing what they should have been able to accomplish 10 years ago, which was counter these arguments, and they couldn't.
Right.
And what happens is when they can't counter it, they can't counter those arguments. What turns out, you get the ad hom and all that stuff, and I'm like, it's not arrogance. It's that we're just annoyed and over it and pissed off and just basically ready to move on and waiting for you guys to snap out of it and come on board with us, which they will eventually. And he just confused it, and he said it in a different way. He was like, they're arrogant about the fact that they're idiots, and I'm like, dude. And that guy, Matt Walsh, is a smart guy, dude. I can tell he's smart, but I can tell he hasn't looked at it at all. And I was a little annoyed by that. That's probably the last thing I actually got annoyed about, and I think this was like 6 months ago. But like nothing
Right.
annoys
That's
me
good.
because I'm so used to the bombardment of stupidity that comes from. Don't call it stupidity, but it's ignorance.
Everybody's on their own journey. Everybody's figuring it out, and whatever. I mean, it's out of control now. I mean, we get this. This is where meditation comes in handy. Like Matt Walsh, great things for some, not for other, whatever. And you know what? It's probably good that there are some people who see it that way. I mean, if something sounds ridiculous, you're going to come up with, they're being arrogant or they're being stupid. Your mind's going to come up with all these things to make sense of something that to avoid thinking maybe this person actually has something good to say. If it's uncomfortable for someone to actually be like, oh, this guy actually might be saying something real. If that's too hard for them, then the brain's going to go to, oh, they're arrogant, they're stupid, they're this, blah, blah, blah. That's human nature. And, we've been through all this. We've been through it all.
Yes.
And
yes. This is old news to us.
It's old news. Good for them.
Yes. Yeah, but it's good to talk about it. I don't need to do a weekly show anymore. It's good to hang out with you and hang out with some other people online and every now and then just air our not grievances but just air our thoughts a little bit out.
A little rants.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm getting and I'm sure everybody here listening here, including you, we're all getting so good at decoding what we're seeing off the screen that like we haven't managed within the first like 30 seconds what the actual screen content is actually trying to convey to us. And I think we're also getting really good at discerning the screen. We know how to look at a screen and use what's useful out of it versus what's on purpose out of it. And that's what happened. I mean, they weaponized a screen and people got hypnotized by a screen and they learned how to use that over time. And now
I'd say what the best thing that's ever happened to me on top of that because of the screen. Let me just show you guys something. You see this thing? This is a blue trace phone. It's like a government free. It's like a free phone. It's garbage. It's a garbage phone. It can probably put. I have to have Facebook because I can't even delete it. But like, there's only like 5 apps I can even keep on this thing until it slows down and it's unusable. It's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. I fucking love this. I don't have a bunch of bullshit apps on my phone because I can't. And so it's made me barely even use the phone. And now like I just go on use my computer for things. But like having like not just sitting there just all the time because I can't, not because I don't choose to, because that's too hard. Because I literally can't. It's almost like it's not like a dumb phone. It's like slightly it's like like an idiot phone. It's a slow. I don't know what you would call
Is it like
this.
a landline only it doesn't have a line?
Well, no, it's like it can do. I mean, it's great because it works for MapQuest, or I'm not MapQuest. You know what I'm talking about. The Thomas guy. I forget the name of this shit. Google Maps. So, like, for the things you need the phone for, it's great. It's just I'm not like, it just doesn't. If I put Instagram on it, it's over. It's done. And I love that. It's actually been helpful. So I don't know. That's my one. Recommendation if anybody because it has to be a phone that like you can't just use willpower and like not and make little like timings and like, hey, screen time, you've been on YouTube for an hour, you better stop now. Like I just swipe that shit off. I'm like, get out of here. But if you can't, if it's because it sucks, it helps.
Do you want to do something fun? This is funny. Okay, so I I used to like compile videos when I was doing the tinfoil sombrero. I would compile a bunch of videos. I have them all lined up, but I had this massive like I was stupid actually, and I was like, why are you compiling videos? All you have to do is go to your X feed, which is all I do is I find the posts that make sense to me and I can discern through them properly, make sure they don't have some stupid shit in them, and then I just repost them, and I just kind of do it without even thinking about it because I'm like, oh, that's cool, I'll repost it, you know, and yeah, I could have all those years I could have just put my X feed as the video compilation because all of my favorite stuff was already on there. And so since the all right, we won't do a lot of these, but since the latest debacle from NASA in April, I think it was in April, when they did their fake thingy again out to space, and I was like, you know what? This is it. This is like everyone figured this one out. This is just like, and so I just started like resharing everything that at least locked up with what I you know, I might have made some mistakes every now and then because I wasn't looking real close at it, but for the most part, I was looking at the post. I was like, okay, that resonates with me, and so I went back to I haven't even looked at my X feed, my own profile, in maybe not even a year. And so I went in today and I started looking at it, and I'm not verified, obviously. And so I just started scrolling down, and I just have flat earth proof after flat earth proof after flat earth proof. There are so many that I had forgotten how many times that I had like, gone through this thing. And you forget how much stuff you've taken in over the course of the years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I got some Crow 777 in there. I've got
Nice.
and I kept scrolling. I was like, Jesus, I think I've reposted maybe in the thousands, just out of like not even thinking about it much. I was just like, okay, that's demonstrable. Here's space travel right here. Yeah, up and down. And this one's one of my favorite ones.
We're not arrogant.
We're not arrogant at all.
Look at this pyramid. We're so smart.
Yeah, there's the old vacuum trick versus the space shuttle, quote unquote. So all right, if you get a chance, I'm shadow banned on every single thing.
I'm not allowed on X either. Every time I try to log in, it says that like there's some bullshit, and I don't even try to fucking fight it. I don't care. But did you see like the Oliver Tree thing? That he was gonna like expose Antarctica.
I thought he died.
Yeah, he did, and like they think that's why. I thought maybe you may have heard.
He was gonna expose.
I guess he was doing some like documentary on it or some shit.
Oh, you got it? Can you share it?
I think I can. Yeah, I have it here. Okay, how's this gonna work? Let's try this out. Let's see if I can share this. Oops.
Thanks, Algo.
Share.
We'll see you around, buddy.
There, man. One. All right, is it in there?
Yeah, it is. All right, there we go.
All right. Good to go?
Yeah.
There was like 20 people, bro. It was sick. I had the best time of my life.
Fucking Antarctica, man. What's it like? I thought it was like, and you always got like conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I
about
found
Antarctica
some of
and
the shit, bro. I think I found the wall that surrounds the Earth. Basically, I'm not a flat earther, but I think I might be kind of after seeing this wall, bro.
You really seen this shit?
I seen this shit, bro. I filmed a documentary. I got footage, and
Okay.
also I seen this this pyramid, which I believe is from an ancient civilization from a 15th century map I was looking at, and it looks like there's potential of an entire iced out civilization that's like 10,000 to 15,000 years old. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think I found an actual entranceway to an alien base that goes into the hollow earth, bro, Agartha. I'm pretty sure I found this shit. I can't guarantee everything, but I have a documentary I filmed in Antarctica.
So it's a new pyramid. No one knew that this existed to now?
I don't know, bro. I don't know the exact specifics of anything, but I did a little, I climbed the wall. I climbed the fucking wall, bro. I have footage of me climbing this fucking wall.
God damn, man.
It just was in Antarctica.
Pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, so like a lot of these cats, I always practice the same formula. Like the more coverage and the more reach someone's getting, they're on the compromised position. In other words, if like if you have millions of hits on your YouTube, you're being played. You're either being played or you're being paid by someone that's going to eventually use your position against you. I've always used that, and it works every time. It works every single time. It's like the people that get the most exposure, you can tell that they have some sort of ceiling. They can't go past it, and they either get offed or they pretend get offed, and then they no longer have their reach or whatever, which is controlled opposition at its is this a controlled leak to like show this stuff? I don't know.
He was saying that like there's like reptilians and shit like Gartha. I don't know, man. I don't know. But you're right.
Either.
Yeah, if something is over like 1 million subscribers, then something's going on. And,
yeah, I mean, because I think because we watch. Well, I mean, the thing about it is the reason that I'm very clear about the fact that there are channels of our friends and others that are out there that just don't. They just hit a glass ceiling and it stops. Is it's controlled, and then you have to essentially, if you're going to use essentially the enemy's market square to talk to people, they're going to smash you. They're going to let you use it, but they're going to smash you down to the smallest things. I mean, I was watching a lot of people. We saw the scoreboard before. It surpassed Trump in 2017 or 18 and then they took the scoreboard down.
Oh yeah,
on YouTube.
Yeah.
They just took it down. So that was clear enough for me. It was like, okay, well, this is the market square. This is the public square where we all talk. And apparently, which is really weird to me, is that cosmology seems to be the most important thing for them to smash. I would think that there would be a lot more important things to smash on the interwebs than cosmology.
But and it's a hard thing to say that like misinformation is like bad for you. Like they could say that about like vaccines or whatever, but for them to say like actually that's misinformation about how the cosmology is, it's like, dude, we can say whatever the fuck we want. Like they can't like officially like give you a community guideline strike for saying something wrong about like how our cosmology is, because that would be stupid. But that's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that that's the most important thing to them, unless it isn't weird.
Makes sense.
Because
we're all just.
I've always kind of felt. Wouldn't it be the most important thing for you to like just? I think before any other like conscious decision you make, rolling through this thing that we're going through, it would be like, I want to know where I'm at, when I'm at, what it looks
why
like,
why I'm at,
and it starts with your feet ambulating across the ground, and it would be really important to know that the thing that you're walking on isn't spinning. I would think that would be of utmost importance outside of your spiritual journey, which is yours and yours alone to have. I would think that just like, where am I? Am I moving or not? And like, it's just weird to me that people can't quite get that thing, can't get their arms around that thing. At least like when I say people, like I'm like talking like, if you're taking care of kids, if you have a family, you have a house, I mean, you'd want to know that your house is not spinning because that's where you sleep.
I think more important is like the ball, because like the ball makes us not question what the perimeters are, and it like keeps us completely complicit with this finite amount of land. Whereas if on a flat plane, we'd be obsessed with the perimeters, and I think that's really what it is. The spinning part, I don't. I mean, yeah,
It's a
I know what you
virtual
mean.
cage. It's a virtual
Well,
cage.
yeah, well, yeah, but like if you say that if you're in a giant prison the size of Montana, and when you go to the edge, you just go right to the other side, like it curbs your your motivation to like figure out what else is. It's genius. It's a genius way to just isolate our curiosity,
Yeah,
and
and keep
that's
it.
to
Yeah,
me that's the biggest thing that pisses me off.
yeah. Well, I would also posit that the $1 million question really is like if there is more places this way, which I believe, not believe, I know, I've inferred it. If there's more places out in all sorts of different directions, and is there a better life out there? That's of a great curiosity to me. Now, if it's full of things that will eat me, then probably I don't want to go there. But I deserve to know, and
Well, I mean,
that's
I
the
still gotta
shame
go to
of it.
work tomorrow, and I mean, what
Well,
does it
damn it, I
matter?
gotta work on Monday.
I got that's not gonna pay my bills. What does it
Yeah,
matter? Yeah, no.
yeah, but yeah, no, man. Like, I think we're in a good spot. I think a lot of the older generation of, I guess, let's call it FE 2.0, starting from 2012 or however, whenever it started, that everybody's starting to chill out and we're not as angry as we used to be. And I think the younger generation has picked up on what we're putting down,
I love the young generation.
and they
I
can
think
check
they
for
get it.
themselves. They really figured it out. They can check for themselves. They don't need us. We
They are a delight of a generation. They are so pleasant. They're so much better. My generation was like gangster rap and like fucking up everything. We were so rude to our parents. This next generation is so nice. They're light. I got no problem with them. They're
Well,
great.
okay, but in defense of Gen X, I gotta say that a bunch of badasses. I will tell you that, like Gen X, full of a bunch of badasses, because, like, the cajones it takes to come out and say something as seemingly ridiculous as that the Earth isn't a ball. It takes some big balls, and
You guys were the latchkey kids.
yeah, well, I
Yeah.
mean, frankly, like I just don't think they had the indoctrination system set up well enough when we were going through school to get it planted deep enough. When I was going through school, that was the globe or whatever. But then I had a geography teacher when I was in fourth or fifth grade out in western Kansas who worked for the CIA, and he was like, "This map is shit." He told me that when I was in fourth grade. I was like, "What do you mean that map is shit?" He's like, "This isn't anyway what it looks like." And but we were so young, I didn't know what to make of it.
I mean,
And
like
then
the
I had
Mercator
yeah,
bullshit.
the Mercator projection is just garbage. And then of course I had my granddad, and my granddad was like, that don't look at that. That's not how that works. He served in the South Pacific in World War II. He was like, no, it's not even that way at all. It's this
I remember
distance to
telling
here.
Emily that. I told Emily that. Did you know that Africa and Greenland aren't the same size?
They
And
get it all wrong. It's
It
just
blew
like,
her mind. She's like, "Wait a minute, they're not." I'm like,
but
not
our,
even
our whole
close.
our whole reality as far as where we think we are is based on maps. And I
Yeah.
think cartography is the most under taught thing in all of schools because they teach it warped. They teach it in a flat situation on a wall, and it doesn't do any good for the mind to figure out what you're actually walking around. What you're actually doing is you're walking upright, and you look over here, and if you look in a certain direction, even if you can't see it because perspective won't allow you to see it, your buddy in Australia is standing in the same orientation as you are, just a long fucking ways over there. That's just what it is. But they don't.
Yeah.
This kind of common sense is this logic isn't taught in school. They throw the Mercator, or not the Mercator. Is it the Mercator? The Mercator projection up on the wall, and you stare at that for fucking 18 years,
It's true.
and you think that
They just
doesn't,
left it there. Yeah.
and they just leave it there. And even if they're not teaching it, it's on the fucking wall, and so it's going into your brain every single year until you realize How would I know what that is until I get up in a plane and then I realize, well, the plane's flying from L.A. to Alaska before it gets to Japan. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And and this is a thing that is lost on teachers. It's lost on people over generations until that map is so burned into their brain that they don't fucking know where they're at. And I'm ranting, dude. I'm sorry, dude.
Nice.
That's
Get
my
out.
last
Get
rant.
that out. Dude, praise the Lord. Let's hear it.
Yeah, but
No, I know. I feel you, man. I feel you. But all in all, I think it's kind of funny that, like, I think about this, that, like, boomers, statistically, well, I mean, like, like, pretty much like, every generation, statistically, over, like, thousands of years, probably had it better than their parents. Like, because things were kind of, like, progress in technology and whatever, like civilization became more civilized and things happened to make life's conveniences a little bit more convenient as time went on slowly. And then you get to the boomer generation and it's like the top of the peak and everyone can agree that that's when it was the best, the easiest, the easiest to go to college. It was the easiest time. Like the economy, you could buy a house with like 1 year salary.
You could
where
also
now it's like
declare
10.
bankruptcy if you've ran
All
out of
these
money,
things.
and
There's
then just
millions
come
of
back.
things. Yeah, boomers cannot be like back in my day, you millennials. We're like back in our day, Dad. Generational wealth was a thing that you passed down to your kids, not whatever. Don't get me started. But it's funny. It's like literally the top of that stock of human happiness or quality of life. It's now going back down, which isn't bad. But like we're at a place. If you look at it throughout history, we're still at this very tippy top of where we could be on that Fibonacci sequence of like if you took like quality of life and put it on like the Dow Jones like charts and shit, or whatever of like it's a stock exchange. We're up there. We're high with a candle that's going way up. So it's hard to complain when you really think about things like that. And that's why I really try to focus on that nowadays because I realize like we got it pretty good. Here's another thing I thought about like real quick, and because it's easy to say like, oh, back in the day things were better, things are harder now, things are more expensive, and I could say that too. But I also forget to like mention or notice the things that are easier. Say for example, like making a flyer for a show. Like I used to dread that; it would take me all damn day. And it would still look like shit and amateur. And now I could something that would have cost me like hundreds of dollars to like allocate to like a graphic designer. I could just do it in a second, and that saves me a lot of time and energy too. So there's so many things. There's so many nuances about technology that is making life a lot easier and cheaper. So I don't like to focus anymore on like, oh, the gas has gone up. Yeah, it has, but there's a lot of things so much easier than like it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's saving me a lot of time and energy if you really think about it. Everybody is. So it really just comes down to are we an optimist or a pessimist? Because there's just too many factors in life. You can't. It's not like objectively one or the other. It's completely subjective to your experience. And
You
it's
could
true.
do like the whole the Alan Watts thing, which was always interesting to me, which was like on a long enough timeline. You could have both the greatest experiences and the most awful experiences, but it's still it's cyclical. It's cyclical, right? And as far as my position on like cosmology is concerned, like we still live in this realm together. I am perfectly comfortable with the fact that I understand the physics of water and fluid dynamics. I'm perfectly comfortable with all of that. And now it's more so like I need to still enjoy my life, and I'm really comfortable in how if somebody wants to engage me on the cosmological debate, I want the debate's over, but like I can engage them and I can do it in such a way that it doesn't trigger their cog dis anymore. I used to be a nasty motherfucker when somebody would come at me about it.
I can't see that.
I was. Well, I mean, if someone came at me, I would deliver stuff that they didn't even understand, which was really the spherical trig. I would deliver it to them, and they would just shut down and get mad, and the cog disc would explode. But like it was mostly because I was just pissed off. Because like, you think I'm crazy, don't you? You think I wanted this? You think I wanted this? You think I just woke up and said no, I'm a flat earth. I'm not anything. I'm just Alex. But like you're in your mind, you're compartmentalizing me as a flat earther, and then you want to talk to me about a model that you don't even understand, and I just crushed you on every single last debate topic of all of this. Do I need to do this with you anymore? And that's where I'm
Can I
at
ask
now.
you a question real quick? This
Yeah.
person that you're arguing with, this hypothetical normie that you have, in how often is this hypothetical normie in your head every day that you're thinking this exact thoughts? When you're just like
Only when
but like is it,
when I just comments, mostly comments,
I understand.
online, mostly, and little smarmy remarks that are just they'll
that shit will
say it
eat
in
at you, man.
they'll
That shit
say
will
it in
eat at you.
yeah, they'll say it in
At me.
passing. Yeah,
Eats at me. I don't have a stomach for it.
well, I mean, from my perspective, like when they say it in passing and they try to, it's not really gaslight, but they'll say it in passing and they'll move along like it's a joke. It's like a snicker, and I just won't react to it. I won't laugh. They're expecting me to laugh because, oh, it's in passing. They're just giving you a little nod in the thing. I'm like, no, you're not giving me a little nod in the thing, and I don't let them have that energy. I was like, say, what would you say? What did you say? And then they just clam up, and then they just go away, and that usually is the effect that I would like. Is just go away, because like I have argued with your type for 10 years and I am finished with it. So like and that's it, man. And like we asked the greatest astrophysicists that are known, which is a pseudoscience. We've asked them to debate us, well, years ago, and they wouldn't do it. And that's all the answer I needed to have. That was it. That was it. There was no more. If you're not going to do this with us, we already won. And so now at that point in time, it's like, now I need to get on with my life and like have a good life and have enjoy the people, the lovely people that I've met in this experience, and just really do that. And don't come at me asking me for debates. I get these all the time. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you.
I'll
I'm not
debate
doing
you.
a debate.
I'll debate you. I'll be
wanna
the
debate?
round earther.
Will you steal man?
I would love to.
Globe?
I think that would be a fun little experiment. Maybe you should try to be the Glober, and I'll be the fun. That's what I want to see. More people like taking the opposite side that they believe, and then arguing that, because that, my friend, takes integrity.
Yes, and it was funny. Was Weiss did a thing on the Flat Earth
Baller Dave.
Yacht
That was
Club.
my favorite thing he ever did.
Yeah,
My
the
favorite
thing
by
about it is,
far.
I want to be in an inner tube outside of his boat, just insulting him and steel manning the globe with an umbrella drink, and just doing the same things that like I've dealt with for years. I'm just like, dude, you know how many times I've heard that response? You know how many times like just pretending like I'm that person.
I love it. I know. But like, he's not actually. He's still arguing for the flag. Just he's being funny about it. But like,
Yeah, the steel manning is kind of like, if you can manage, if you can get your arms around the steel manning of it, it's pure comedy. And I think maybe I ought to take a shot at that and just see if I can do it. I mean, I've heard enough of the responses that I can just blather them back at people, but it's just the context of the comedy and like making it work. But I mean, anyway,
yeah.
I love you, bud, and it's
I love you
always
too.
good to have you on, and we'll get back to this thing again. I don't need to do this weekly, but like we can, whenever it feels right.
If you want me to hop on it whenever, man, I love doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I tried to I thought I was gonna do more streams by the weekly, but then I started not, and I realized I can't commit. The second I commit to it, I don't want to do it.
I'm kind of.
And I'm like, I'm gonna do this every week, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I said I'm gonna do it this week, now I don't want to do it, and it's just.
Well,
But one of these.
I always have a good time with you, man, and I appreciate everybody out there in the chat. Sorry, I didn't recognize anybody in the chat, but I see all your names, and I love you all, and
Likewise, guys.
And we'll try to do this. We'll try to do it when it's meaningful. I don't think I need to do it weekly. I just need to do it when it's meaningful and when
Do it
we
when
need
you
to get
feel
some
it.
shit off our chest when we feel it. And I think that's good for me tonight. How are you feeling? You good?
That's good, man. It's a little late for me now because I'm growing up and I'm 11:40. It's kind of past my bedtime. I have my melatonins here. I'm about to pop my melatonins, which means I need to be in bed here soon. So if you want to call it a little early, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Um,
I'm good. That was enough for me tonight. And then you're gonna be out here in the next
all right,
2
I'm
weeks.
taking them.
Maybe we'll do, folks. Maybe we'll do a little special group
Oh, in a couple weeks.
stream from the island out here with some very special guests, including this one over here to my your. I think it'll be your right, my right, your left. I don't know how it works out, but we'll have maybe a group stream out here from the island and have some fun and just talk
Yeah,
about
it's fun.
what's worth talking about. Yeah.
It's good to talk about it.
All
Let's
right.
talk
I
about
love
it.
you guys. You guys, cheers. We will talk to you soon.